I believe cancel culture is more than just cancel culture. It's more than just we're canceling people because they have been doing sexual harassment, and we're canceling people because they've been racist and been saying racist things and they've been politically incorrect. I believe this cancel culture has a deeper, an even deeper, esoteric, subliminal message and energy that it's sending out to the universe, out to the masses of people, to create a kind of a fear on many levels, to create a kind of a fear energy on many levels. But what I'm really gonna focus on in this particular video is a kind of a energy that they're sending out. They are sending out almost a pulse of energy to people, to the masses of people, of endedness. They're trying to make us feel like life is ending and everything is ending. And so when they make it official that these people are canceled and these TV shows are canceled and a bunch of other things are canceled. It creates this energy, this wave of energy on a very subconscious level that is sent subliminally to the masses of people that your life is ending and the world is coming to an end. And it's not, people think that cancel culture is about, these people being not PC, these people being racist, being, you know, overly sexual with people, and then they're getting canceled. It's deeper than that. They're trying to send out this message to the world of we're ending your life, and this is supposed to make us accept that this is what is happening. It is to make us accept that our lives and that this life as we know it is ending. What it's leading up to is the masses of people, ultimately, the masses of people on the planet ultimately accepting pretty much anything that is super life changing, that suggests that life is ending. Okay? They're trying to get us to acclimatize to this idea of endedness and to accept our mass death, a global death of our lives. Okay? And it's all leading up to this idea of a new world order and a new world government and a one world government that they're trying to create. Right? It's almost as if they send these message, if they send a message of everything ending and everything canceling, then we're going to internalize the whole energy and that whole pulse that they're sending out. We're going to acclimatize to that and accept that we're ending. So pretty much anything they do, and they keep bringing things in stages, anything that they do and anything that they say is not going to be so extremely shocking to us. We're going to just accept that these things are ending. Okay? So, they're canceling people who say horrible things. You know, these people that they're canceling are people who you've grown up watching on TV for a long time, and that makes you feel like you and these people are going to grow old together. They've been on TV forever. And then you see these people and you grow up watching them on TV and you feel like these people are good people and they will never do or say anything horrible. And then they do. And then they get canceled. Because when they have you watching these TV shows and watching these people in the media and in the celebrity world forever, growing up with them, growing old with them, and that it seemed as though they will never go away. And then they cancel them and then they're gone. Don't If you pay attention to your body when you hear these things happening. But we've already acclimatized to it so much that it seems as though now it's hard to really, for you to find that signature. It's almost like trauma within your being for me to really explain this to you and you understand. But I'm going to do it anyway. If you pay attention to when you hear that your favorite celebrity has lost their TV show and your favorite talk show host is no longer, the show has been canceled, they have been canceled, the sitcom, pay attention to your body and you will see that you feel this feeling of almost doom, not as dramatic as doom, but doom, this feeling of, oh, life is ending, everything that I'm used to is ending, you see. You know, pay attention to that. And I mean, and think back on how you felt when this really started to happen. Think back on that and try to bring up those feelings that you had when um this whole thing started to happen, and tell and say to yourself what you really feel. You know, I mean, you could do your whole healing trauma exercise of going into the feeling and feeling it out, and to heal the trauma of it, feeling out through the emotional body to integrate the trauma of it. But that's one thing you could do. But I want you to do it, if it's even just to pretend and confirm what I'm saying or validate what I'm saying, because it was all a plan, and it's something that I believe was planned possibly centuries ago by the same people who, you know, who's running this whole thing. And I believe this whole Harvey Weinstein Me Too celebrity takedown of people who have conducted themselves inappropriately in a sexual way with women or whoever in the celebrity world, I believe it's a part of that. You know, it's a part of the whole thing. When you spend so much of your life watching the same people on TV and hearing about these people, because somebody like Harvey Weinstein, we don't really watch him on TV, but people hear about them. After a while, and after decades of knowing about these people existing in Hollywood, the idea of them becomes so invincible. It seems like they will never end because Hollywood, oh my God, celebrity, rich people, fame, and they so in power, and they've been around so long. You know, it makes you feel as though, you know, these people are invincible. Nothing could happen to them. And then this started happening to them. It's a whole plan, and it's a plan but that had been that they put in place for um I believe centuries now. If not centuries, it's decades. Okay. And the next thing apart that is a part of the agenda, I believe, is almost this knocking out two birds with one stone thing. It's because it's a possibility that people like Harvey Weinstein and those celebrities that got canceled for not just the sexual part of it, but the canceled for whatever reason. It's possible that, you know, and I'm gonna say that more than likely these people don't are not a part of the, for the most part, they're not a part of the knowing of what is going on with what I'm explaining now. They don't know about the agenda in itself, because maybe, you know, they are the sacrificial lamb. Maybe they were set up to be a certain way, and people know about them being a certain way, and now they're the ones that they're throwing out there. They're putting these people out there as, you know, the culprits, you know, and as the perpetrators in Hollywood. So they're putting these people, then these faces out there to be the sacrificial lamb. It's a way for them to hide who the real masters behind these things are, who are the real pedophiles, who are the real sexual deviants, who are the real people behind, you know, who are the puppet masters of the puppets. Because the people like Harvey Weinstein and these celebrities, they're just puppets. But these are the people that they put out there, and people are buying into this. Even the conspiracy people who you'd think sometime would know better, they're buying into this, that these people are the people in Hollywood who are the bad people. And I'm not saying these people aren't doing horrible things to people sexually, or these people aren't saying and being mean in a politically incorrect way. I'm just saying that they all are a part of the whole thing. They all are a part of that Hollywood crowd of just um, deviance and whatever else they negative thing that they stand for. And then it's a pyramid thing, and some of these people know about what is going on to an extent, but the ones at the top really knows what's going on, and some of them are put out there for sacrifice to say that it's them. They're the pedophiles. They're the sexual deviants. They are the people who are assaulting people. They are the sexual predators. So the real masters behind the whole thing could hide. Okay, you have to really, you can't just take what they're saying. I mean, think about it. If these people are running the media, if they're running the media, and they've been running the media for how many decades now, and they have something to hide, they have secrets, you think they're going to expose themselves? They're not going to expose themselves. They're exposing other people. So these people will be the faces of the darkness. Meanwhile, the people in the shadows who are really running everyone are the real perpetrators in the whole game. And these people, the Harvey Weinsteins and the Kevin Spaceys and these other people that they throw out there, they cancel, and and Helen DeGeneres and everybody else that they're canceling, they're just puppets. These people do not know real secrets, is what I'm saying. They don't really know real secrets. They're just there to play a role, and and I'm assuming that most of them don't even know that they're playing this role. They're a part of it, but they're not as deep into it as some other people are. The next thing is, COVID-19 is a part of this whole thing. It's a it's a way to bring in this endedness, drastic change, drastic global change. Coronavirus, COVID-19. Things are changing, and they use these words. The new normal, our lives has changed. They're not ever really suggesting that. If you watch the media, they don't ever really suggest that we're going back to normal at all. They keep enforcing this idea that this is the new normal. Your lives are changing. Coronavirus is killing thousands of Americans. They're not. They're selling it. They keep selling the images of the face mask and stuff. They're selling it as this new normal thing. I mean, how would you know it's a new normal? So many other diseases and viruses came, and they came and they stayed for a while, and they became threat. But then they went away. You had Ebola, you had swine flu, you had SARS or whatever, and then they went away. But they want this one to linger around, and months have passed, and it's still going. I mean, how do you know that it's a new normal if if we've had viruses before that came and have gone? How do you know this one won't go away too? Unless you're trying to keep it going. So this whole cancel culture, it was a whole agenda that sent out this endedness energy to us, that life is ending and our lives are ending, and lives as we know it is ending. So now they keep adding more to plenty, and now they come up with this COVID stuff. Okay, and this COVID is added to the whole life is ending, the world is coming to an end feeling. So now when they want to do something even bigger and drastic, we don't even question why this is happening, because we already mentally, in a subconscious way, acclimatized to the whole endedness idea that our lives are ending. What we could do is, you know, pay attention to how we feel when we hear these things, where we feel this shock wave through our body, and it's a kind of a trauma. You know, you could do some inner child work related to it, because believe it, stuff like that, believe it or not, Stuff like that, you know, it adds to trauma in our lives, and it's related to our own grief from our childhood. And if we don't continue to work on ourselves and work on these things and start to work on these things within ourselves, you know, the whole planet is just going to end up in a place, and it's not very far from now. Okay, because they've already started this beginning of the end idea, because really the world cannot really end. The world is not really ending unless there's some universal catastrophe that happens. But the world is not ending. It's making transitions, it's making even transformation and moving to a higher plane that will cause natural changes, but they are trying to bring these unnatural changing changes, and they're starting to use subliminal, subconscious um, messages in the media, okay, and sending it out to society to affect our emotions, to affect the way we see ourselves, to affect the way we see the world, and this idea that life is coming to an end, so get used to it. We're going to end you, and ultimately your death is coming.